Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This slide will be explained about the Macdonaldization of education in the Malaysian experience. Okay, by Muhammad Fitri bin Bakri, 20209611.1 for HTC745 Social Theory subject. Okay, the current educational system has been shifted toward a more contemporary education system, and it has to do with the influence of the theory of Macdonaldization itself. The Macdonaldization came from the Mac work delivered by socialist George Rizal in his 1993 books. So it's explained that when a society adopt the characteristic of the fast food restaurant, and it is also happen in the education, and Malaysia also face the same situation of the Macdonaldization itself. Okay, the first is first I will explain about the dimension of Macdonaldization in the contemporary education. Okay, there are four principles of a Ritzer theory, that is efficient, calculability, predictable, and control. And next will be think on how to get out of the iron cage of contemporary education. Okay, the first of principle Macdonaldization is efficiency, which is we can see in the especially in the examination, during examination, and it is just like to fill answer in the box. Efficiency. Okay, this is the explanation of the efficiency. The Macdonaldization of higher education refer to the transformation of university from knowledge generator to rational service organization, or in other words, is Mac universities, which is they use the computer graded examination that maximize efficiency in the system. Next is the computerized blackboard system that explain the it eliminate the need of professor to reproduce and distribute the material to the class, which is more efficient, use the technology or the internet to send the material through the email. Okay. Next is the text related website, computer simulation, discussion question and DVD, movie, and others, which is streamlined teaching, and it is a good way and very efficient source to get more information for both professor and for both professor or teacher and also the student. Okay, the electronic rating efficiently evaluate the student performance in class and examination, which is it will be more easy to evaluate the student itself. The last is computer paper board online, which is more to the online additional tutoring class that help student to save their time in learning. Okay, as we can see, learning today is more efficient with the improvement of technology itself, and its use is increasing as it easy to do it by online. The next principle in Macdonaldization is calculability, which is more into the grades, score, rating, and the ranking. Okay, calculability. So most college courses run for a standard number of week and hour per week. Then is the grade point average, GPA or CGPA will be used. So a student can take an examination with quantifiable result. The use of pointer computation is easier to use for scoring student. Next is the top 10 university in the country. Okay, this is will help the university and student itself, which is student may choose a university because of its rating. The good rating of university itself, the more chance of student to further the study in that university. Next is online university has also been created by uh, university in Malaysia. So the purpose is courses are far less expensive than attending 3 or 4 years residential college. Okay, this is more into the monetary side. So they can choose to go study in the college or just go to the online study university. Okay, continuing to the calculability. Next is labor market, which is potentially employer may decide whether to hire graduates on the basis of their sources, their class ranking, and the ranking of the university from which they graduated. The long list of initial after their names, which is to convince prospective client of their competence, like BA, MBA, PhD, or others. The student will be evaluate each course by answering question with rating. The next is the publish or perish pressure, which is more important, is the number of publication that they qualify them. We can see it more to the upper level like master and PhD level. Okay, from the aspect of calculability, it is more to the student to take and make decision to further the study, and from the university side, they will control the learning time period so that it does not burden the student and also the teacher itself. The next principle is predictability, which is we can see it into the syllabus or the textbook use. Okay, predictability, we can see more into the similar courses from the university. Okay, teacher across the country usually choose from a limited number of textbook, and this book tend to structure the class. Okay, for the university, for example, we can see the similar course from all university, but the syllabus teaching material for the subject courses, it should be same. Next is the use of textbook for a particular source, for a particular course has been the same physical dimension, a similar page length, and a similar glossary, bibliography, and index. So we can predict that all these dimension will be used to all university or schools. Next is the multiple choice examination. Okay, this the student who take such an exam know that each question will be followed by four or five four or five possible answer. So the student can be predict. Okay, the examination will be like this. For example, next is the lecturer may have a routine quality. So in the predictability, basically is more into the intuition of the student, uh, or people, that we can predict what happened in the uh, university itself. Okay, the last principle in the Macdonaldization is a control, which is more used to the technology or or machine, and we can call it to the dehumanization of the system. Okay, in control, we can see that school or university can manipulate their student through the application of rules and regulation. The tyranny of the clock and lesson plan, which is a lesson must go to the ring. It is not important to the student for the interest of the topic. Basically, it's mean that student must go in time, must uh, must shoot in time to come to the class. So this is not very the interest topic for the student itself. Okay, then the educator are forced to comply with certain rules and regulation. So each lesson or classes have a specific time and duration. Lecturer is ob- obliged to carry out the examination. Then the last is e-learning education. So this is very common and very new for the student and lecturer itself, because in this uh, s- in this e-learning education we can see the humanization itself. So which is the role of teacher is limited to a minimum. So we just directly learn through the e-learning or internet learning. This is the last slide for modernization of education. So let me think how to get out of the iron cage of contemporary educational system in Malaysia. Okay, there are suggestions on how modernization should be handled in general. For Malaysia, it is important to stress that education is about experience and not just about qualification. A student enroll should students should enroll rationality in school that provide competitive educational experiences that improve their personal knowledge. Those involve the existence of a supportive working atmosphere, compassionate staff, a culture or academic achievement, and a reliance on working practices and result rather than only completing tests and obtaining paper certificate. So, modernization actually, modernization of education will give advantage and disadvantages to both sides. For me, education is important to us to get the knowledge, experience, and skill. Thus, the delivery method of education must be balanced and systematic so that the knowledge presented can be practiced in the future. Okay, that's all for my explanation slide for modernization of education, the Malaysian experience. Thank you.